It's no secret by now that Games Workshop are doing Warhammer 40,000 pre-painted terrain, and in this video, I want to address some of the conversations that are going around at the moment. I want to address the price, which Games Workshop have more or less confirmed. I want to address the actual brand new sprue images, which I personally think may cause some problems when you clip them off the sprues. And also, I actually want to talk about the product itself. Who is this actually aimed at? I personally don't think it's aimed at the general hobbyist. I think it's aimed at other parties getting into Warhammer 40,000. So let's jump in, let's look at it, and of course, let's get to the waffling. So let's actually start with the terrain itself. And in the background right now, you can see everything that you're going to be getting inside of that pre-painted terrain box set. This is called Warhammer 40,000 Battlefields Armageddon, which basically kind of confirms to me is that there is going to be other pre-painted environments. This one's called Armageddon. Maybe we'll get like Vigilus, maybe we'll get like the Necrons, maybe we'll get, Tyrannid type of stuff set in different parts of the galaxy. I don't know. Maybe that just is me, but I think it kind of confirms that. But you can see all the pieces that are on there with the pre-painted terrain, and it's stated on the article that each box contains 28 pieces of terrain split between ruins, galvanic relays, capacitors, and other thematic elements. Again, all these stuff in the background you can see. Now, there's a lot of debate about this because it's all about the quality of the pre-painted terrain. Now, another picture, which I'm going to put in the background right now, is basically when this leaked. So for those people who don't know, this reveal happened to us when we got a leak, apparently from a Chinese manufacturer who is producing this stuff. And these images that are in the background are those leaks. And a lot of people brought into question about the quality of this pre-painted terrain. Now, from what I'm hearing through the whispers is that these leaks that you're seeing in the background when it was initially put out there, these were like misprints, missprues and stuff like that. So that is why the quality is very, very bad compared to some of the newer stuff that we've been seeing from Games Workshop. Now, again, that is just pure rumor, so I don't know if that is true or not. But again, I'm going to switch it to another image that Games Workshop have released this past week, looking closer at those sprues. And I do have some concern about this. You can see it all now in the I'm doing high resolution in my little air quotes. I know you can't see it, but you can see the image in the background, and you can see like a better resolution, better quality images of this pre-painted terrain. Straight away, the thing that jumps out at me with this pre-painted terrain is if you clip it at certain bits, because you can see it's all on a sprue here, surely that means you're going to have certain bits of this pre-painted terrain which are going to show the clip bits off. So it is going to be touch-ups with this stuff. So it's not solely going to be ready out of the box as Games Workshop are claiming. Is that just me? Am I seeing that, or is anyone else seeing that? Am I just being too picky when I look at things and I see things like this? I don't know. It looks okay right now, but when it comes to promotional images, we all know that companies do touch-ups and stuff like that. I've been saying to people for a long, long time, if you're thinking of investing into this, and we're going to get onto the price tag in just a second, then what I would personally do is go down to a shop that has it on display. I wouldn't really jump into this feet first, right into the deep end, without seeing it in person, because I think this is a product that you need to see in person before you do take that plunge into the market with it. Now, talking about jumping in feet first, let's go on about the price, because this is another big debate about the topic of pre-painted terrain, how much it's going to be, how much is it justifiable to have pre-painted terrain. Well, Games Workshop kind of confirmed this already, because on the reveal stream, Eddie, one of the hosts, basically said that this box set, which again I'll put in the background right now, is going to be a little bit more than 2 combat patrols put together. Now, right now, at this very moment in time, as I'm recording this video, a combat patrol from Games Workshop is £105. So it is at least going to be 210 British pounds, and that is going off the current combat patrols. There's going to be new combat patrols, which again we've already seen announced by Games Workshop. That's going to have all the new Marines, all the new Orcs in, and a bunch of paints. Does Eddie mean those combat patrols, or does he mean the old combat patrols? This is the discussion that we're talking about at this moment in time. What I'll say is that this box set is at least going to be £210. and £10. Me personally, I see this anywhere between 220 to 240 British pounds. That's directly if you're buying it from Games Workshop. Of course, if you're buying it from third-party shops, you normally get around 20% off that. But if it does come in anywhere around 220 to between 240, is that a good deal for you, a part of this box set? Would you go out and buy that and put the terrain on your tabletop for that price? I would love to know your thoughts on that. And that rolls us into the final topic which I want to discuss about is, who is this pre-painted terrain actually aimed at? I'm going to say right now, I'm surely there's going to be people who disagree with me, and rightly so, right? Yeah, everyone's allowed to have their opinion. I don't think this is aimed at the general hobbyist. I don't think it's aimed at me or you who are just going to play a couple of games at my house or anything like that. I don't think it's aimed at that type of person. What I see this terrain aimed at is people who run hobby groups, people who own hobby shops, tournament organizers. This is a very, very fast way of getting official GW terrain, which we're seeing now, of course, being implemented into 11th edition, setting up all these games in the right way, or should I say, right way as GW see it, okay? And it's boom, it's all done. You don't have to spend time painting, commission painting people, anything like that. It's literally ready to go out the box. It clips together, as they say, as they've shown off on the stream, and you're ready to start rolling some dice. Because if you look at it from their perspective, like a tournament organizer or a hobby shop, if you were to buy this as unpainted, then you have to build it all, you have to paint it all, and that equals time. And time does equal money for a lot of these people. So for me personally, I do see this product aimed at that type of consumer rather than the general hobbyist. A lot of people have been telling me on my streams, in my video comments and stuff like that, it's like, as long as I can pay it, as long as I can buy it like unpainted and build it and paint it however I want myself, I'm happy to go out and buy this terrain. But I actually don't want to go and get it as pre-painted, because that takes kind of the fun away of the hobby. I'll be honest with you, painting terrain is probably my least fun part of the hobby. I love painting, I love building actual models, but terrain is a different kind of ball game. And another subject, really, when you look at this, is there's so many third-party companies out there now that are literally making like off sci-fi 40k terrain, which is blowing GW terrain out the water for a fraction of the price. A perfect example, I'll put some images in the background right now, was when I was playing 11th edition, I've had some orc terrain actually commissioned, built, printed, and painted for me. And I think this is way more badass than anything that Games Workshop has actually made in the past couple of years, and it cost a fraction of what it would cost if I was to get it from Games Workshop in all the capacity that I actually bought this in. So I do think if you want to get the pre-painted terrain, get it. I would definitely argue go and look at it first before, again, you jump in feet first and get this. It is going to depend on the price. Again, I'm estimating at like £220. It could blow us all out the water. This could be like £250, £270 or something insane like that. But, you know, I'm going to hold that down until I actually see it myself and then make a full judgment. But of course, I would love to get your thoughts and feedback on this. Are you planning to go out to get this terrain? Is this for you, the consumer, or do you see it like me, where it's more or less for like hobby shops and tournament organizers? Let me know. Let me know everything you feel about the pre-painted terrain. Do you like it? Do you hate it? That kind of stuff. And we'll have a nice little chin wag in the comment section, as we always do. See ya. Have a great day, evening, night, where you're around the world, and